A lot of argument has been going on online that I myself, I don't even understand why this argument has been going on, because everyone has a kind of life to live, and we must not live our life the same. You see, this argument of Fela is the greatest of all time, Wizkid is the greatest of all time, and Wizkid is better than Fela, or Fela is this, Fela is that. This legend called Fela have lived his own time and left. His generation then, there was nothing like social media. There was nothing like all these other media aids that easily make ones to become popular. But yet, he makes name during his time. Why? It's because his music was solely a kind of activism. His music was solely kind of activist music, that he was all about trying to liberate people from suffering, because he saw it that the politicians that we were having then are still the same politicians that are still ruling till death. So the corruption that Fela has been yearning for, talking about, speaking against, preaching against through music, still remain till death. Fela is no more. He's gone. He has lived and he has left. Today is Wizkid. Wizkid is still on the Afrobeat. For the fact that Fela was an Afrobeat before his demise does not mean that as Fela is gone, no one should come into that pattern of African music again. We should expect, in fact, even after Wizkid, time shall come that another one will come into that same Afro music that can do better than Wizkid. So, issue of comparing Fela and Wizkid, it doesn't make any sense. I didn't see any point of comparison here, because both are not the same. Both are not the same. Fela used Afro for activism, but Wizkid is using Afro music to entertain people, not in form of activism, but all is Afro music. So for the fact that these people, their music happens in their separate way, it doesn't mean that one should look down on the other one, or one should exonerate the other one that this one is. There's no point of comparison in this. It doesn't make sense. Wizkid remain Wizkid, and Wizkid will remain in Afro music, because that's his pattern. That's what he has chosen. Fela have chosen that Afro, and he has lived and left. So all these things that show will come, trying to like turn it to things of insult, to insult Wizkid fans, or VDM will come insult. It doesn't make sense. To me, they are just fooling themselves. It doesn't make sense. It's not everything that you must talk about them. Besides, music is for entertainment. Depends on the kind of message your music convey. If your music is conveying activism message, so shall it be. If your music is conveying just an entertainment, so shall it be. All is pattern. So the issue of trying to drag someone in the mood because of Fela has been, in fact, before Fela there was somebody that started that Afro music. If you go online, you will discover that before Fela, as far back as 1940 something already, Afro music has started in Nigeria already. So will you still say that because that person started the music, the person is far better than Fela? No. All of them, they are all people in the making. And some of them today, they remain legend. They are no more, but they remain legend because of their activities, what they use their music for. They should let this young boy breathe. They should let Wizkid breathe. It's not a quarrel. In as much as I love Fela music, it does not mean that I will use it as a yardstick to say that Fela is far better than Wizkid. Wizkid is for our Gen Z generation. Fela was for our forefathers, our fathers and others that, in fact, till death, some of the music, if I listen to them, it is aftermath that I've finished listening to the music before I will remember the lyrics of the music. Peace and love.